I'm in your base, processing your nukeage. Is that really... I can't believe we're still calling it nukeage. I just want to call it acid, because that's easier. And they'll be playing a trip over it. Don't doubt the purpose of a good radiation suit. It'll save your life. Looks like I'm going to need to hydrate after this one. Alright. Alright, we chain him in the face with our special face chainer. I'm not getting close. Not to these shotgunners who can hit scan me from a distance. But let them hit scan you from a distance, because it does less damage, and you can do way more hit scanning them from a distance than they you. Oh boy. I'm starting to remember what this level was, and it's bigger than I thought. It's okay. Gives me sort of Gray vibes. I don't know. I'm getting tired of certain terms. I mean, vibes I can use when it's like I fail to describe something, but stuff where it's just like, this goes so hard, or this slaps, I'm just like, please stop. I reserve the this slaps modifier for country songs and square dancing. Or also, really goofy jokes. Boy, that's a knee slapper. So when someone says this slaps, I think the connotation's been far removed. Or if this goes so hard, it's kind of like when you say something is epic, because what you think is epic is not the same. So if you're calling everything that, well, I don't know what you mean anymore. Then again, if I'm taking everyone's comment at face value, I guess that doesn't really say a lot about myself now, does it? Oh, no! Nee, como, nee! Oh, wait, goddamn baron. I mean, the knights. There are barons, but these are knights. They're barons of the round table. Okay. I hate the teleporting monsters getting, only because the way that always works is there's an area outside the map where they have to spawn in, but they're not always coming out all at once, so like 5 minutes later there'll be another one teleported. It's like, what took you so long? It just happened to be how they were wandering. I like a better way they teleport these guys in, because you'll just walk in and suddenly monsters will come out of nowhere. I don't know how they did that, but it's especially, if you were trying to spook me, you have succeeded. At least it's better than what they do with Duke Nukem 3, which is just, they don't even do the teleporting thing. They're just like there by the time you get back. Backtrack, you're like, have you been here all this time? It's like, yeah, man. Do. Oh man, that's my favorite kind of waterfall. The acid fall. With these acid barrels. With my acid reflux disease. Ass! Oh, that's a shitty map spot. But I can't help but want to grab it. With my grabbing hands. Grabbing those hands. Telling those imps off. When they're not really the imps, and they sound wrong. It sounds really weird when they shamble around like the $1 million man, or $6 million man, or whatever the fuck, which by now is the $6 trillion man due to inflation. I would talk, like, I would talk about inflation and economy and shit, but the truth is, about that kind of thing, is that it's a problem bigger than me. So, it's like, I kind of know what the solution should be, but the thing with things like that is that problems that involve convincing other people of problems is not something I can help you with. I can just tell you what is ideal. I can't actually make people get to that solution, which is a shame, but it is reality. Let's instead stick our hands in fakeality. Escape from fakeality. Going back over there, where it's kind of dark. At least I got this map. I honestly don't understand those Zionist mechanical monstrosity, because they don't seem like robo spiders. It seems like all their limbs are just in all the wrong spots. even seeing how the pixels would like fill in with like an HQ 2 times psi filter, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. Especially when they're semi-visible like that. That also seems wrong. Oh yeah, when you go into GZ Doom and you look at that, they make the semi-visible ones just more of a translucent shade instead. Which is wrong. That's not how they're supposed to look. They're supposed to be completely black so that they blend in with the lights. That's, I can tell you all the sorts of things that GZ Doom is wrong, but that would take me too long. More time than I care for, but I'm only going to use it for mods designed specifically for GZ Doom. But I do need it for testing shit, such as looking at the map entirely and then just seeing what every monster's there while being invincible. So any source port is great for debugging, or not debugging the game, debugging the level design. Kind of like, say, if you're doing like a practice of a platform game, you are behooved to practice with save states because you do not want to practice by dying at the same spot and then constantly going up until you get to the same spot just to do it again. Trust me, it's a big time saver. Da 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 da. It depends how much time you're saving when you just want to see the rest of the level. And the rest of the level tells you to your face that it's not very polite to tell stuff to your face in an impolite fashion. Okay. You're gonna see much of my problem solving is, do I have a super shotgun? If yes, use super shotgun. Particularly, and the designers know it too, because I think there's more shotgun ammo than any other type of ammo in this mod. That's not to say we will not have a use for rockets and cells. Oh, yes, we will. Yes, we will. If there's guys launching rockets at me, I will rocket them back. And if there's too much shit, well, I have to use the cells then. Unfortunately, by the time I get to plasma rifle, I think the BFG already does kind of what I need to do. Which makes the plasma rifle sort of a, if the chain gun can't do it, kind of thing. Or, you know, your everyday Archvile. Plasma rifle is good on Archvile. I think that's their real weakness. When you're close up to them. Although I like super shotgunning. Like, if there's nothing between you and an Archvile, plasma rifle them. Don't try to rocket them. I mean, unless they're just standing on a pillar somewhere, in which case, go ahead. Dun, 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 dun. What does this remind me of? I don't know what level design reminds me of. You want to try to analyze level design with me? I tried seeing what level analysis looks like on the One Man Doom Blogspot website, which is kind of a good tell for if I'll care enough about this mod, even if it might be crap. I hear people, oh yeah, that's right. I think someone told me I should play Sigil, and I'm like, okay. I think I'm getting a little allergic to just one episode style releases, but since they have their own custom title screen, I mean, maybe? And if it's one episode, as opposed to, like, I see title screens for, like, things that are just, like, a single level. And I'm finding that kind of more than half-assed. Kind of like in these Super Metroid hacks, they're like, we're half-hacks! Oh, it's just a half-hack. Nothing I have to complete. It's like, get out of here, dude. You know what really grinds my gears? ROMhacking.net. Well, only lately, because it wasn't always that grindy. I just mean lately, where it's just like, the newest post is about a Redux patch. Almost every single time. I think it's overtaking the retranslation localization things, too. Which is quite an achievement of itself, because while those are useful, in order for me to actually read, which, by the way, might be outdone by this thing called using Google Translate on my phone over the screen. But not that good on JRPGs, I must say. So you need the localization guys for that. You know, even if they do the exact opposite of what the dialogue tells on the right. You know, there's been like debates over that. It's just like, well, I'm not offensive. The dialogue is offensive, and you just didn't know it. Like, what do you do in that situation? You're like shooting the messenger as opposed to the guy who actually said that shit. It's very weird, actually. People do this a lot, where they worry more about the message rather than who said it. Although, yeah, that's like the opposite problem of who said it over the message. My God, you know, that's a point I just didn't forget to raise until now. It's almost like you need moderation or you go crazy, go nuts, university. Chain gun sniping for the win. Chain gunning the chain gunners. Only here on Gaming Wolf Plays. Wow. Am I supposed to have a tagline or something? I've decided no. I've decided you give me whatever tagline you want, because taglines are fun, but I'll not be restricted by a quote saying. Where do we go now? First level in which I feel a little lost, but that's okay, because I practiced this a few times before I did the thing that I had to do. Now my pace for these videos should be creeping up, as I've kind of hoped to. I think what's really going to improve my pace is when the economy fixes itself, which is never. So I guess we're just going to be slow to the other time. No, but if you're not seeing a video, if you're not seeing video packs every week, I'm doing it wrong. Really. But don't try to say that's because I don't want to release a video, or I do. The truth is, things happen in life, or more importantly, things happen in games that could take longer to overcome than the limits I sustain over what I'm going to do with them. That happens. Some levels are long. Some levels are just stupid short and could be just done in a heartbeat. I never try to put a deadline on these things. The only way to settle with my workflow is to try to do it as fast as I can. I'm not going to be like Ross from Accursed Farms either, where it's just like, I'll have this in a few months. Though, to be fair, he does a lot more than what I would do with a video game, which is to say, actually, you know, pull a lot of, like, people actually make these edited review videos. Put a lot more work than what I do in it. I mean, I technically put in my work, which is to play the game. You might think that's not work, but when you're doing, let's say, Dark Souls, for instance, and making it hard on yourself, I almost would compare it to work, but at least it's work you want to do. That's the difference. I think it's when you have a goal in mind. When you don't, then it might be sandboxing. Not like play has to have a goal. No, it doesn't. Though it's good if the goal is one you made, or like a consent to the objectives. Do you consent to these video game objectives? If not, just turn it off. I'm looking around. I'm out the window. Where the hell am I? That wall opens and I don't remember why. Okay, I think that's it for this video. God shit talkie mushrooms. Look at my blowed off shotgun. Success has spawned a full-scale riot. Now you must clear a path for your fellow slaves through trustee country. Mankind is counting you. We can't go there. Oh, is that really the name of it? Okay, well, you obviously know the joke I'm going to use when I start that one up. It's a bit predictable, but hey, you know what? I'm going to go with it. Alright? It's the joke you didn't request, but we're probably expecting Game Wolf Plays. I'll be back after these short hydrating messages. Drink water!